The two houses here that you see handing over today signal the first two houses on the East Bank for the core homes. And I know many persons have been asking each one of us about the subsidies, about the homes, when it's going to be completed. But I want to make this point though. The beneficiaries, we all went through that process already. There was a widely advertised, consultative process. So they already have the pool of the persons for which the beneficiaries are coming from. So that is not open, that is not for reopening. This project we're trying to push on the project because as a project, it has a life cycle. And so it's through the IDB, and so we want to push on to complete it in a timely manner.
What's the cost of this, Minister?
So these houses are around about $4.4 million for the construction. Core homes, when we started, reality was not that much, but we had to engage a bank, and that was a concern too, because the contractors were not coming in. It's a tender process, right? And the contractors were not coming in lower.
It's a great relief. A great relief. I never pay rent, but I used to contribute to the homes and so on, to the home and so on. But when I got there, my own now is a different story, so I have to adjust. Very energetic and happy and blessed. Moving my home.
Is it you alone or you have
relatives?
children?
Yeah, relatives, yes.
So you have persons
They're
who will be
working
staying
now?
with you?
Yes, yeah. But I wouldn't be staying here right now. Somebody will stay here tonight. But I have to get myself together because I look my mom. And I have to put things in place, so come up here now.
So the cost of these core homes, as you heard, is about $4.4 million. But the beneficiary is only contributing $100,000 towards that. So the house is almost free. And so this project is very important as part of our housing program to assist vulnerable people. And so while this program is not often talked about, because the allocation process takes center stage when we give out house lots, this core home program is very, very important to the ministry, and of course it's extremely important to those people and to the beneficiaries, as Mr. Cottam says, because it makes a huge difference in their lives.
It's my privilege this afternoon to at least give thanks to Almighty God for this that I waited on for years. I mean, it wasn't easy, but I never knew that the IDB would have stepped in and helped me. I thought I could have do it on my own, but I could not. In fact, I took the little finance I had years back because I spent 20 years in Diamond and I educate my 5 children. 3 are mechanicals and the other 2 in school, one at Diamond Secondary and the girl at Covington Garden. It's 15 and 13. But I was waiting on the children to do this for me because I fall sick at least for 2 years since my business was born down the road. So God had sent this gift, and He just didn't send the gift alone, but He sent all of you to do this for me. And I'm very much thankful and always will remember. Today is the day it's given over to me to step into this home and make it my permanent home. Because I was there in one, but that was temporary. I know I had to move from there. But still, I don't want to get rid of that one because my livelihood started here with my kids. 3 of them born here, but 2 born in Georgetown. And I don't have words right now, but just to thank everyone that make this possible for me. this shelter? Well, it means so much for me as mother and father for the past years. Because I don't have to run now and get any loan or anything to build a house. That's the most important thing. Later on, I know I have to extend because my family is a bit big. And I forget one person. When Miss Williams, they came the day to inspect, I had my grandson in the chair. I have one grandson. And the rain was falling and the water was dripping there. And he was sleeping. And when Miss Williams came, I felt so ashamed, but then I even break down that day and I tell her, I say, if not for me, for the kids, and especially this baby, because I was sending back his mother to school to do CXC. Because I didn't know what was going on before the child came. So I think it's a blessing too from that little child. Because Miss Williams and her team heart went out. They tell me they will help me out to get a home. So it's not just for me, because if I leave this earth today or tomorrow, I don't know when, my kids will benefit and their kids, because I keep telling them, let this be my legacy. Okay, even though I didn't really spend any money here. But it's through them, I guess, the two small ones especially, and that baby, because the rest are already 20 years to 25.
My name is Waithe. Yeah, 65 would be me, my daughter, and I got 5 grands. Well, I feel great because it's been a long waiting, and I eventually got through, and I thank the CPH for making this dream come true for me. I will take good care of it, because in a long while I haven't kept a home just because of the condition. But I thank God that everything works out in my favor and everything is okay.
I am 75 years old. I born 1947.
And what's your name?
Joy Castillo. You know what it is if we're good? If you go at the back, you can see 2 long things racing it. So when the rain falls, I trembling.
All right, so this is today's activities sees 4 core homes being handed over to beneficiaries. These are beneficiaries who've been waiting a while now, and this is part of the adequate housing program. And there are 2 aspects of it. There's the core homes construction, and then there's also the subsidies program. So this represents, this final 4 for today represents 68 core homes that have been built under the program. There are much more to be built. The next phase will target, for example, the East Bank. When the program started initially, there was 2 areas that were targeted. That is Sophia and Parfait. So now we'll move to more on the East Bank as well as the East Coast. The beneficiaries have all been identified, as I said earlier in another interview. there was a process, an advertised process, and persons had to apply. There's a criteria in terms of your circumstance. We send the team out, they evaluate it, they interview, they do the necessary, and then we have to send that list on to the IDB for no objection. Because this program is funded through the IDB, it's a loan, so obviously we have to pay it back as a government. But we're pushing ahead to have the program move much more quicker. There are some initial issues in terms of contractors and construction. In fact, very shortly you'll hear more about more coming on board in terms of completion. We have a number that are being built right now, and soon as they're finished, we try to hand it over as quickly to beneficiaries, because just use here as an example, and immediately she'll be moving over. Part of the conditionality is that this building has to be broken down, and once moved into the other building, has 7 days upon handing over for occupancy. And that's the conditionality for the school homes program. You have to provide proof of ownership for the land. Here, the historical background for here is Sophia. Most persons will know how Sophia started off, and so this is one of those regularized areas. And that's why you see the layout, how it was. And of course, they came up with their own tract, how they've developed it. But ownership is key in order, as well as your income. What is it that you do, how your earnings? It has to be below a certain bracket to be able to qualify. And their contribution, well, this is $4 million plus house, their contribution is $100,000.